So Marvel's Eternals just came out on Disney Plus yesterday. I unfortunately didn't get an opportunity to go see it in the theaters, but I watched it for the first time on Disney Plus, and I got a few things to say about it. Before I get into that, please like this video, comment down below, tell me what you thought of the movie, and if you could, share this video to somebody else. Subscribe for more. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I don't post on Twitter too often, but on Instagram I've been trying to stay pretty consistent, where I'll be talking about different things that I've been watching and other news and updates occasionally on there. So to start off, without getting into too many spoilers, first off, the movie's been out for a little while now, so I think most of the spoilers are already out there on the internet, but for people that haven't had an opportunity to watch it on Disney Plus, I'll try to be a little light on the spoilers at first for you guys. So first off, something I want to start this with on a positive note. Something that I did like about this movie is there's a lot of lore in it. There's a lot of build-up and a lot of history in that. I thought that was really, really cool. I loved the idea of the Celestials with the Eternals, and going to the different planets and things like that, and helping civilizations thrive and stuff. I liked that idea, and that these people lived eternally, essentially. It was really, really, really cool, and I thought it was fascinating. Whether or not I think they really delivered on a lot of that, it's another question entirely. Another thing that I really enjoyed seeing was different time periods, where we really haven't seen a lot of that in the MCU. I think the furthest back we've seen in the MCU was when Odin went to Earth with the armies of Asgard in the first Thor movie, but I don't think we didn't see much of that. And being able to see a lot of different time periods and stuff in the Eternals, I thought that was really, really cool. We got to see Babylon. We got to see like 7,000 years ago or something like that, or BC or whatever it was. We got to see a lot of different time periods, and I really enjoyed that, and I thought that was really cool. But at the same time, there's also a negative to that, where I feel like they didn't quite deliver on that, and there wasn't enough of that, where I think there should have been more filling in a lot of the story, because I think that would have been really cool to see, is a lot of what would these super powered beings be like in those time periods and stuff. We got a little taste of it, but I would have liked to see almost the entirety of the movie be set all in the past instead of in the present. Another thing that I thought was really solid in this movie were a lot of the characters and the character development. Some characters didn't get as much screen time or as much development, but a lot of the main characters like Cersei, Icarus, and I'd even say Sprite, they actually did a really good job at shedding a lot of light on them, and got to see a lot of great character work with them. Few of the characters I feel like didn't get much development, didn't get much screen time, but I think all around a lot of them were really, really solid, and I enjoyed a lot of their dialogue and their presence in the movie. Some things that I wasn't like, I liked, I wouldn't say I loved or anything, but some things that I thought were okay. One, costumes. I thought the costumes were all right. I didn't love them. I thought they were interesting sometimes, but I don't know. They seemed pretty generic, because they were all wearing similar outfits and costumes. I don't know. There just wasn't much there to take away. I thought it was fine. How they did their powers and stuff, I thought that was interesting. It was enjoyable, but I didn't find it really compelling at all. Cersei's powers, I guess she can change things, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure. It was confusing to me. And then Icarus, he's Superman. He can fly, he can shoot lasers out of his eyes, and he's strong. I feel like they wasted a lot of people's powers, where Sprite can cast illusions and things like that, and I thought that was really cool. Druig, he, controls people's minds. I'm drawing a blank on Angelina Jolie's character. She just makes weapons, like glowing weapons, and she fights with them. That's fine. Thought that was cool to see. I like the effect for it, but it felt like that it was pretty lackluster, and almost like it didn't matter. And I did like the stuff that they did with I can't even remember her name. The fast one that was running back and forth. Makari, that's her name. Kingo, I thought he was pretty funny. I liked a lot of his dialogue, but overall I felt like his involvement in the movie was, I don't know, he was just kind of there. He didn't do a whole lot. He shot some of his, energy balls at people and stuff. I didn't think it was very impactful to the overall story. So something else that I liked was, this is going to get into a little bit of spoilers here, so sorry, you're going to have to skip through this video, go watch the movie, come right back. Something that I did enjoy was, like I said, spoilers if you don't want to know, Icarus turns bad, or he is bad, or he's not necessarily bad, but he's so driven towards their mission that he is willing to literally kill all the Eternals to fulfill his mission. Even though he's claiming that he's doing it for them to save them, it doesn't make much sense, but that's Icarus for you. The fight scenes with them I thought were really enjoyable and fun. We got to see Icarus fighting Athena, Festus, and Makari, and I thought that was really, really cool. I liked to see that because there was a lot of dynamics with different powers, different skills and stuff going up against each other, opposed to the Eternals fighting the Deviants. And now getting into the Deviants, I hated them. They were awful. They were dumb. They looked bad, in my opinion. I didn't think the CGI was very good for them. I guess they serve the purpose for the idea of the Eternals go there to clean up the Celestials' mess, which was the Deviants. I guess that's why they're called Deviants, because they deviated. I don't think they should have been a main plot of the actual story. I think they could have been there initially, and they fought them and, destroyed them all. And as they were, discovering that something is, starting to happen, I wouldn't say have the Deviants come back. And if you're going to have the Deviants come back, I'd say have it be that one main Deviant that's sucking all their powers, and make him more of a character, more of a... You could have had it more been like because they mentioned it makes one of the Deviants starts thinking, having emotions and things like that, and Druig ends up saying that makes the Deviant like them, where it's a thinking, emotional being. And I think it would have been interesting to have it be one Deviant that's thinking, got feelings, and he could have actually been more of a character, and they focused more on him, and he could have been the one that figured out and discovered that the Celestials not figured out, but explained to the Eternals that the Celestials lied to them and had been wiping their minds or whatever. And then that could have been maybe what turned Icarus, and him being like, okay, I need to fulfill my mission. The Deviants were very, very poorly done, and there could have been more significant story with them, because it felt like the Eternals, it was mostly just them going through the motions of they're fighting the Deviants now, but their main focus is whatever this huge event is that they're there for. I feel like they really wasted the Deviants in this. And continuing with the Deviants, the fight scenes with the Deviants and the Eternals was just boring. I was falling asleep at one of the fights because I was just like, it's just them hitting big monsters. There's no emotion in it until Gilgamesh dies. And there wasn't much going on, and it was that one Deviant that, had the thinking feelings and stuff, and he was draining Gilgamesh's essence, essentially. And I just felt like they wasted all of the things with the Deviants. And also, another thing, there's a little bit of plot holes in this, especially where it comes to Thanos. If the Celestials, without the Eternals knowing, the Celestials' goal is to get the population of this world to a certain number, to rise the Celestial being out of the egg that is the Earth, then why did they not have the Eternals interfere with Thanos, where he is literally trying to wipe out half the population of the entire universe? Because that literally interferes with every single planet that they're doing this on, including Earth. It wipes out half the population of Earth and half the population of every planet. So whichever planet they have a Celestial inside of, it messes up the plans on every single world. So why wouldn't they have the Eternals interfere and try to stop Thanos? I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But I mean, that's Celestials for you. Post-credit scenes. First post-credit scene was the one with Star Fox with Harry Styles. Confused by that. I'm not very knowledgeable in the comics in this area at all. He's the brother of Thanos. Why is he not a big giant purple guy? I'm confused by this. I don't understand. Was he adopted? Was Thanos adopted? I don't know. Is that why Thanos adopted Gamora and Nebula? I don't know. I'm confused. It doesn't make sense to me. Somebody help me. Second post-credit scene, it's essentially, I almost just called him Jon Snow, Kit Harington. Kit Harington, opening up the box and seeing the ebony blade, which is of course hinting towards Black Knight. And I thought that was really cool. And then you hear the voice of Mahershala Ali as Blade. What does he say? Are you ready for this, or something like that? I can't really remember exactly what he said, but he said something along those lines. And I'm really excited to see where they go with that. Are they going to be making a Black Knight movie show, or is he going to be in the Blade movie? I don't know. I would like to see him in the Blade movie. I think that would be fun. I'm excited to see what they do with that, but I don't know. Only time will tell. Are they going to be making another Eternals movie? I don't remember how this did financially, but also it's pandemic, so sometimes the movies don't do well, but they do well enough that they get sequels. Or are they going to be ending up tying these ideas into other movies? I don't know. And how is this going to tie into the rest of the MCU? Because now this affects the entire world. The Celestials are now getting involved. There's more cosmic stuff coming into play here. And then we got the whole multiverse. So what is going to be happening in the universe as a whole? And where is the story going? A lot of the stuff that's on Disney Plus right now is very small character building stuff. So they're building up a lot of the smaller characters that we've been growing to know, and they're replacing some people and building things up on a small scale. But then there's the Eternals, and then Spider-Man, and then Doctor Strange. Those movies are expanding things. I'm really curious to see where they're going to be putting this whole story, because they've got all kinds of shows in the works, but a lot of those look like smaller scale things, and we're not going to be seeing as much cosmic events, but I'm very curious to see where they bring the story in the future. Talking about the cinematography of this movie, at parts I liked it, and then at parts I didn't like it. I say most of the fight scenes did not, it felt very, I don't know, cookie cutter stuff. There wasn't much going on. I was kind of tuning out a little bit because I just didn't think they were very interesting or visually interesting. There wasn't much creative stuff going on there, but a lot of, say, scenery, like wide shots of big open areas, I thought those looked really, really cool. And a lot of character stuff I thought was really cool, where it's up close, it's, you're talking, like the characters are talking and stuff. And a lot of that I thought was really, really good. But a lot of it, I would say, I don't know, it seemed very, it was different than most MCU stuff. Because a lot of MCU stuff feels like a lot of it was filmed on green screen a lot of the time, which I think there's a lot in this that was filmed on green screen as well, but it felt like a lot more real locations than in typical MCU stuff, which I enjoyed, but it also gave it a very different feel than normal. And I don't know quite sure how much I liked it, but I know I did like it to a certain extent, so I'd have to say that's a plus. So on the whole, I really did enjoy this movie. I'd probably give it a solid 6.7 out of 10. It's just a lot of the character stuff was really good, but I think where it falls short is just the action scenes. For a movie that's supposed to be an action movie, which just they weren't very enjoyable. They weren't anything special. They were pretty, basic, and they seemed flat and boring to me. But I did like the characters and the story overall, so I think that's where it holds its own in that capacity. All right, so if you liked this video, please hit that like button, subscribe for more, comment down below if there's anything you guys want me to review. It could be a new movie, new show, old movie, old show, something like that, maybe even some short films. If there's anything you guys want me to take a look at, either I can make a video review of this, or I will post it on my Instagram, where I've been trying to post pretty regularly. I've been trying to keep updating you guys on what I've been watching, what I think about things. I've been giving things ratings on there, so you guys can go check that out. Links should be in the description. Yeah, that's about it. You guys have a great day, and au revoir.